Hi Bond fans, so if you're watching this video then you probably already have heard the news, the very sad news that Sir Roger Moore has passed away after a short battle with cancer. This is, I guess it's sort of selfish, really, or I feel selfish, and to sort of be so sad about this. It's not often that I really get hit by deaths of people that, yeah, I didn't know him personally, but it's funny how you can just idolize some people, and then when they do die, even though you may never have met them, it somehow affects you. It's weird. Like I've probably had more people, like friends and family, messaging me, sending me condolences about Roger Moore than I have like actual genuine family members who have died. So that's kind of interesting, and probably says a lot about me that people feel like they need to console me over this more than family members. So yeah, it's obviously Roger is the first of the official James Bonds to pass away, and at a ripe old age. The reason why I said it feels kind of selfish to be sad earlier on is because this is like, he was an 89-year-old man. He would have been 90 had he lived until October, and he obviously had the most amazing, wonderful, fun and adventurous life. I mean, the guy was, he traveled the world, met wonderful people, seemed like a lovely gentleman. Like, I don't think I've ever actually heard a story where he hasn't just come across as a complete gent and charmer, and just generally self-deprecating, but not in a negative way. Like, I like that he knew what his own sort of limitations were as an actor, and he could joke about it. Like, just because there's been so many news articles today about, like, from great quotes from him and that sort of thing. There was one earlier on that made me laugh when someone asked him, like, so what was the main difference between yours and Sean Connery's portrayals as Bond? And Roger's reply was, well, I had whiter teeth. And that kind of just sums up, yeah, he's not going to get, serious and but then he could get very serious about other things. Like, obviously, his charity work for UNICEF has just been astonishing. Like, the amount of children in all over the world that have benefited from him being a UNICEF ambassador is incredible. On like a purely personal level, Roger Moore, I've said it time and time again in videos, was my favorite Bond. And the Bond that got me into Bond, Moonraker, was the first one that I saw, and so there'll always be a special place in my heart for him. I think I said once before, and maybe a Facebook post, that I don't consider myself to have many heroes, childhood or otherwise. But Roger Moore's James Bond was very much a childhood hero for me, and probably along with Luke Skywalker. And it's just sad to know that he's not around on the planet anymore, and that he's not going to be writing more books and doing more talks around the country, which I was very happy to see myself in 2012 when he did his one-man show in Kingston. It was lovely to be able to see him on stage talking about his life, and obviously I've read his books, and they're great. If you haven't read them, please seek them out. And as far as meeting him goes, I met him once, and I'm gonna forever be grateful and feel privileged that I had that. Like, I can't say that it was like, can't say we, sat down for hours over vodka martinis and talked about our, intricate personal details. It was nowhere near like that. It was a book signing, and I get what those things are. You're in a queue, and then you get, there are plenty of people around you saying, right, open your book at the right page, and like, I can take your phone, and then when you look over, you can smile, and all this kind of stuff. And so it's incredibly quick and rushed, and it's all about getting as many people through as possible. So this was the first time I'd ever actually gone to like one of these kinds of signings. It was in the Waterstones in Harrods in London, and I went there on my lunch break and queued with a friend that I dragged along from work because I was sort of like, oh, I'm nervous, and then queued for a little bit, and then he just came strolling out, just smiling, just looking great. His wife was with him, and they were both sat next to each other on a nice table. And then the queue started moving down, and like, as I say, it's a lot of people, people who work at the Waterstones, like, all right, open your book, yep, could I have your phone, yep, okay, great, yep. And then, so it's like, oh, okay, and then there's like flustered enough that you're going to meet, someone who, you consider to be somewhat godlike, and then it was so nice, like, just standing in front of him. He took the book. He just said hello. Took the book, and then it was like, "Oh, hello. How are you? Yes, very well, thanks. How are you?" It was just chit chat and whatever. And then it's all very quick. You have to move quick. And then it was just so nice. Like, he signed the book and then put both elbows on the table. Leaned it forward for me to take, and just looked at my eyes, which I was getting very palpitations practically at that point, and he just said, "Thank you very much," like in just that very slow way, just like really like, "Oh, thank," and I just said, "No, thank you, Mr. Moore, thank you, Sir Moore, thank you," and and just quickly was ushered away so that the queue could continue and that I wouldn't just babble at him for the foreseeable. Like I say, just a generally lovely bloke from everything that I've heard, a true gentleman, and never, despite his own self-deprecating sense of humour, I've never seen a film where I haven't enjoyed his presence thoroughly. He's just a true movie star in the truest sense of the word. And well, he's going to be missed, certainly by his family, obviously, and thoughts are certainly with them, but also by a lot of the fans out there who may never have met him, but sometimes people can just hit you and change your life and change how you view things, and certainly from a gentlemanly perspective, I think Roger is just unparalleled. It's a shame that more people in the world aren't really like him, to be honest. And on that note, so long for now, Bond fans.